What I'm going to attempt to do for you today is show you how to set up a paper so that I can start doing my projection drawings on it, whether it be an isometric or a orthographic view. And to do this, I'm going to use my guide here, my paper, as the example that I'm using here, that you'll see is set up with a border around it, and then there's some information in the border and within the actual drawing area. So to set this up, I'm going to pick a line to make a nice clean border around the paper altogether. So I'll use my ruler. I'll get it down here. I'll find a line, and this one I'm doing uh, the half a box here and then a full box there. So I'm going whatever extra plus one full box. Okay, so one full box plus whatever extra. Sometimes when I line up my lines like this, I'll put my pencil tip down and I'll move my ruler until it touches. Then it will have me line up all the way along, and it makes for a very quick line across. Okay, so again, I use my pencil, hold it in place, use my ruler, butt it right up against, and make sure that I'm going all the way down the line and not veering off to the left or to the right, making sure my line is dead on the line that's already on the graph paper. So now I have a box, a frame around my entire piece of graph paper here. I'm going to use this graph paper in the landscape view and not the portrait view. So what I'm going to do is draw a box 2 blocks up from the bottom right here, and I will put some information in there. First thing I'm going to put in is what type of views I'm going to be using. I could write that right on the left-hand side bottom, and on the right-hand side I'll put my name. Okay, so I will I'll just mark off a couple blocks here on the right-hand side, and I'll put my name, and you would then put your name in this area right here. Okay, I also want to use my scale, and for most drawings, I'm going to do a one-to-one, or in the case of using my manipulative blocks, I'm going to do 2 lines on the graph paper for every 1 unit of block that I'm writing here. So I'm going to use the actuality into the graph paper. Okay, so my actual is 1 unit, so I'll write scale right here in the area, in the drawing area, and I'll write down scale, and I'll put a hyphen, and then I'll say 1, which will stand for 1 unit of block here, 2 with a colon, 2. So that would be 1 of these blocks to every 2 block on the grid paper. You have a name for your drawing. You would put it right here on the lower left-hand side. As you would see here, this is telling me exactly what I'm doing a drawing of out on the main page. You could put your named object, so whatever your last name is, and then build, or you can give it a funky name, whatever you want to name it, you could put it in right there. And in the lower left-hand side, obviously, we're going to be doing the orthographic, the 3-view side with a isometric. So orthographic and isometric views. And now it's basically set up, and I'm ready to start my drawings in the drawing area here within the border.